an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Welcome to another episode of Never Date Just One, sis. And this is where we learn how to roster date if it's the last thing that we do. I am your host, Coach Erica Arthur China T, the creator and author of the Never Date Just One book. Make sure that you get the link on this video and get your copy of the book so that you can learn how to roster date properly, but just learn how to date properly altogether by removing your emotions and taking out sex and just letting people fall in love with you, wanting to see how they can make your life easier, how they can help fulfill your needs. During this process, we've been through a lot for the first 35 videos. I know yesterday I said 34. I was off by the video count. Y'all, listen. Sometimes when I'm putting these videos over here and I keep going, I'll be forgetting what the video count was the day before. So just excuse that. Don't worry about that. We are on episode 36 today. Yesterday I said 34. Listen, we're on episode 36. I went and got that count together last night. But it's been a long journey, and a lot of this journey has had to do with you learning how to get you all to understand your needs, your wants, your likes, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, and also what you will compromise, something that we talked about yesterday. But from the beginning of this, it's always been about your needs. So now I want to, continue to further on this path of this journey to never date just one, and learning how to love yourself more, learning how to trust your intuition, and learning how to attract the energy that is for you as opposed to you going out there chasing. I showed y'all a video yesterday of what it looks like when women chase men. When you get down on your knee, you propose to a man that never looked at you as a wife. I showed you that. I walked you through that, and I hope that you take what you're supposed to. I also put a couple of other news stories on here. One I put on today about a woman I met when I was trying to set up at Starbucks. Go and listen to these real life things, and then also remember the things that you have going on. If you have questions about a situation that you're currently in, and one that you're previously in that you would like me to address, maybe dissect and break down to tell you what you need, what you could have done differently, not what you did wrong, but what you could have done differently to get different results. And go ahead and send me an email, coachchinat@icloud.com. Respond to the video with a comment. I would like for y'all to do more commenting on the videos. And then share this channel out to as many women as you can, as young as 15 years old. This is not only for adult women. Once girls start dating, 14, 15, 16, lose their virginity, they need to be on this channel, because they've already involved sex, so they're already moving too fast, too soon. They about to crash out. So before we even get your daughters, your nieces, your mentees, before they even get there, get them to this channel, and that make them start from lesson one. I'm very direct. I am no holds barred, and a lot of these things that I talk about is things that I went through, things that I have survived, and also the whispers and the conversation that you have online, the information that you're sharing when you go to tonight's conversations. Some of the questions y'all ask are just outrageous. No digs to tonight's conversation. Everything that they're talking about is based on experiences and what they think should, and a lot of it I don't like. A lot of that stuff they're giving you is filled with anger. It's filled with too much emotion coming from their side, from their experiences. And while I put some of my experiences in these videos to let y'all know what's going on, I definitely don't base them around that. I base my stuff around education, and just listening to what you all are saying online, reading what you all are putting online, and trying to help you be a better woman so that you can confront these situations with a better decision-making tool. Okay, sex isn't it. Also helping you learn how to raise your vibrations, because as long as your vibrations are low, you're never going to attract anybody higher than that. So my goal is to help you raise your vibrations. Now, moving along, what I want to talk about today aligns with everything that we've been talking about, and it's going to start with your views of relationships. Remember, I told y'all in the previous video that y'all have got to stop scrolling TikTok, got to stop scrolling Facebook Reels, got to stop scrolling Instagram Reels. You all are trying to base whatever relationships or whatever you have going on, compare it to what you see or what you hear online, because you think that those glass houses are awesome. When you're looking in from the outside, they look beautiful. They're decorated nicely, but then the inside is chaos and hell, as you can tell by a lot of the people who end up murdered by their lover or break up after kids are born. Where you thought something was perfect, other circumstances show that it was never. And there will be nothing that's ever perfect. We will never have anything that's perfect, but I'm just saying, y'all views, the things that you are looking at and trying to take from are the wrong visions that you should be looking at, because you are being duped. You are being essentially lied to, and there was a wool over your eyes. And we need to remove those wools today so that you can have a clearer vision. Because again, you're only going to be inclined to be happy in what works for you. And what works for you may not look like what worked for something over there, okay? Especially with the times that we're living in, okay? We are living in a different time. We're dealing with a different breed of man right now. A lot of these men are in their soft girl eras. They are looking for women to chase them. This is completely different from what it was a long time ago. And I am an 80s baby, so when I say long time ago, yeah, okay, so I had the 90s and the 2000s and then the 2010s, and then now we're in the 2020s, okay? It's been a couple of decades. So what I'm saying is this, my visions have changed throughout the years, because where I was immature a long time ago and what I thought I wanted and never knew what I needed. Let me just start there. What I thought I wanted but never knew what I needed, versus to where I am now, where I'm looking for everything that I need and will like the things that I want, but definitely is going for the things that I need. Times have changed. So that breed of men that was here a long time ago is no longer here. And if he is, it's like a needle in a haystack. You got to get some things handled. And the first thing you got to do is, again, change the views. I mean, aside from the healing, self-evaluation, needs assessment, those are important to increase your self-love, understand who you are as a person, how fabulous you are, and how you are the prize. You got to change your views, because a lot of us got horrible examples of relationships that we thought that were great that serve to be meaningless. I'm talking about completely meaningless in what we're trying to do. So let's go ahead and talk about that. We want to talk about, first of all, what a healthy relationship looks like. And I want to show y'all the relationship triangle. Okay? And this is in my date to relate guide. Okay? I will also put a link to be able to purchase this as well if you would like to purchase this. My main tool is going to always be never date just one. But in my date to relate, I do have the relationship pyramid. And as you can see, you have 5 levels of relationships. And I wanted to be able to break down the levels of relationships so you all can start knowing how to apply this to your roster. The first part of the relationship pyramid is the friendly acquaintances. Okay, remember I told y'all that every man won't make the roster. Someone will have to be placed back in the friend zone. All right. These are guys that you say hi to every now and then. You make small talk with, because you've already determined that they don't have what they need to be on your roster. They're not capable of being able to supply your needs. So why even start the process with them? Just keep them over there in the friend zone. Okay. You recognize them, but you don't know them that very well. Most of the conversation is casual level. You may go out and have fun with them. This level of relationship does not usually include any touch or physical attraction. Okay? Do you hear me? This level requires no touch, no physical attraction. It is just platonic. I know a lot of y'all forgot what platonic means. Yeah, people are still in platonic friendships. Again, every man that you meet, every suitor that you're going to meet is not going to make your roster. So learn how to put people in their places, which is back in the friend zone. The second level is friendship, which is completely different from the friend zone, the casual level, friendship. And when I told you about ships, supposed to take you places, friendship, okay? So these are the things where you will have shared interests and shared experiences. They start off as friendly acquaintances, as some men will do, and then they will upgrade to become a friend, a lifelong friend, after a few weeks or a few months of seeing what y'all have in common, hanging out. Now you develop I want to say a love of friendship for this person, where you can't wait to talk to them and tell them about your day. And again, this could be women or men in this. This is how this levels up in life, okay? The third level is going out, okay? These are the guys that you're going to go. This is when you're dating. This is where we are right now. When dates in our time right now, never date just one, sis. Date to relate. We're in that stage of going out. I had to get my glasses. I wasn't even gonna keep trying. All right, so again, going out. These are the guys you both decide that you want to progress the relationship, dating, the roster, I told you. You have shared interests and activities. You might talk on the phone. Needs have been talked about. People have determined they can meet your needs. You have shared interests. You do shared activities at this level right here. There may be a hug, maybe a soft kiss, not too much. Then our fourth level is going to be long-term relationships. This is what I want you to stay away from while you're dating. I got to stop confusing dating with relationships. Somebody who you're dating and going out with is not somebody who you need to jump in a relationship with. You still need to determine if this person is even worth being in your life for that long time or for that purpose, okay? So we need to be sticking with the going out for quite some time before we get to this relationship part, because I told you, relationship is another ship. If it's not taking you somewhere, then you need to get off that ship, abort now, and find another one to get on the roster, okay? This is when things may get a little bit more exclusive, which is why I don't recommend you jump into anything like this within the first year with anybody. Y'all haven't learned them enough. And I told you have to see all versions of them. So when we talk about relationships, and this is I'm telling you, this is how the pyramid goes. This is ideally how it goes, okay? Relationships, they take a long time to form and include sharing very personal information. You'll share your hopes, your dreams, and at this level, it's coming for people to be physically intimate. This is why I'm not ready for you to get to this level yet, because you're not ready to be physically intimate to anybody. Again, I'm just telling you what the relationship pyramid is. And the last part of that relationship pyramid is spouse. That's when marriage comes in, when you all have just decided that you're not able to live without one another. You're going to make each other's life better, and then you get to the relationship, the goal, the end goal, which is marriage, if that is your end goal. If your end goal is to continue to have fun and date and see what's out there, you're probably going to stay in level 3, which is the going out part. Or you're going to do the friendship part, but you're not going to advance past that, because relationships, again, I do not recommend that, because a lot of y'all get there and waste so many years and so much time there. But also, it's based on the relationship examples that you've seen that keep you in that space that you feel like you can be in a relationship, wasting your time and wasting your years away. Now, when you understand the evolution of the relationship, you'll be able to process and better appreciate dating and courting, okay? So it's dating, courting, marriage. Courting is what you consider y'all girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance part, where there's a little bit more exclusivity in there, okay? Dating is where we're going to learn multiple people at one time to see who best fits our need to be courted. And then after that, we'll be able to move into that space where now we're at the end of it all, where the marriage comes in it, okay? So that is the relationship pyramid. We're going to start with the friendly acquaintance. We're going to move into a friendship. From there, we're going to start going out. We're going to do long-term relationships, and then we're going to move into spouse. Right now, where you all are, we're going to stick with levels 1, 2, and 3 while we're working this roster. We're not moving it into levels 4 and 5 right now. You're just not ready. 180 days is the optimum amount of time for the average couple to date before they start a relationship. I just said 6 months of dating, because you should be able to see what you need to do in 6 months. I will never say 60 days. I will never say 90 days. I wouldn't even say 120 days. That's not enough time for you to see all versions of these people, all versions of this man, all versions of that woman. And I say woman because I don't know your sexual preference. Just because you're a woman on my channel, you may like women. So I'm still talking to you, okay? Don't when you hear man, don't just think it's only for men. This is for men and women, if that's whatever your choice is for dating. But I would never tell you to choose to be in a relationship with anybody that you have not been with at least 180 days you have dated on a consistent basis. Because now you should have been able to see a few versions of him within those 180 days for you to make an informed decision if you want to move forward to this long-term relationship that a lot of y'all like to get into. Now, we figured out things that we want in our partner in our relationship. We already did that already, okay? What you're willing to compromise on, what you want to tolerate, and overall, your envision of a healthy relationship, okay? That's the easy part, but let's get to the hard part. The truth is, no matter how much of a match someone could be for you, no matter how many of your boxes they check off, if they are not ready to give and receive the love, it still won't work out. I want to say that again. It doesn't matter how much you match with somebody, how many boxes they check off, how great you think they are. If they are still not ready to receive the love that you give them and want to give you back the love that you should receive, then it still won't work out. This is where a lot of y'all get caught up. because you swear that everybody who you come in contact with, because you've had sex too soon, is ready to receive what you offer in terms of love, anything else. They're not ready to receive that. But you keep pushing that on them. And what they do is they reject it and they push back, which leads to you 6 months, 1 year, 10 years with the same person who has not elevated your life, or this ship has not went anywhere, and y'all still stuck in the same spot that y'all first boarded and no movement has been done. That is the purpose of the roster. It's time to get these ships moving. They need to get to the next destination. And if they're not moving, kindly pull over at the next stop, let whomever off, and you keep going. They cannot go with you, because now you're about to give too much. And you only need to give what is given to you, right? What is that? What is that commandment? Thou shalt not like a man more than he likes you. If you're his type, he'll keep you right. The first commandment. Thou shalt give to men what they give you. Do not match energy, only actions, okay? If he's showing you, I don't care what he's telling you, because you can say whatever, but if he's showing you something completely different from what he's saying, please believe him and stop trying to paint your own picture and say, okay, no, he don't really mean that. No, he really meant that, which is why I told you to remove the sex and stop doing too much. Because once you involve sex, you really think that, oh, he just playing, and he don't be playing. He be dead ass serious. You'll be playing with yourself and your time and your patience. The part of the journey that you need to be at is the self-evaluation part, and also the relationship evaluation. This is the part where you prepare yourself for future relationships, and you'll be able to see if that person that you're wanting to be with, if you check off their boxes and if you meet their criteria as well. Remember, you have to ask what the person's needs are. I told you once somebody tells me that their need includes all of this physical sex, I know I'm not able to meet that. Why? Because for one, I don't want to give that to somebody who just wants to be a boyfriend, girlfriend. I want to be able to give that to my husband. So that's a need I'm going to always skip over, because I'm not listening to anything like that. That person is still stuck on the physical. Physical does nothing for a long-term thing. Physical is only, it's surface level, and eventually it wears off, okay? After you do your self-evaluation and after you do your relationship evaluation, you may determine, hey, I'm not even ready for Mr. Right. And what does that mean? You just want to have fun. So we're going to stay in the space of just friendly acquaintances, friendships, and going out. We're not going to move into the relationship, long-term relationship, because you just determined that you're not ready for that. And oftentimes, me, myself, be like, okay, I want me a... Now I think about it. Nah, I'm lying. You see what I'm saying? Because you'll think you want it, and then you'll have it. You don't know how to put into it. You don't know how to get your needs met out of it. You wasn't ready. You just wanted to do what everybody else around you was doing. You thought that was what you needed to be doing. But we don't be ready for that. And it takes us a hard pill to swallow. Sit down, self-evaluate, relationship evaluate, and determine, do I really want that right now? Or do I just want to have fun? And I told y'all, I will take the beneficial over the serious any day. I need something that's going to make my life easier. The benefits, okay? The seriousness, I don't know if I'm ready to do serious just so soon. I will eventually get there, but right now I'm looking for fun and beneficial, more so beneficial. Now, we've all had examples of relationships that we've seen that look healthy, and we've also seen the ones that are very unhealthy. We've seen those examples, okay? Maybe your grandparents, your parents, social media, and other mass media outlets. You have seen all these versions of relationships, and you think that that's gonna be you. Again, y'all know my favorite couple y'all keep trying to compare y'all stuff to is Ashanti and Nelly. Y'all say, oh, they was together when they was younger. He cheated on her, they broke up. 2 decades passed by, 5 kids later, he's wanted to go back with Ashanti, and Ashanti's wide ass open, ready to go back to the place that she never let go of, and now she's happy. You think that that's going to be something that you and an ex can have. And while I'm not saying that it's not, it's just not realistic. I need you to stop using that as a bad vision that you're looking at, okay? Another bad vision is Sierra and Russell. Because a lot of y'all say, y'all had the futures. Where's y'all Russell? You're looking at a glass house. It looks beautiful from the outside. They take beautiful pictures. You don't know what's going on inside. The same thing for those women who find themselves murdered by their lovers or baby daddies. From the outside looking in, nobody in their family or community knew they was going through that stuff. And then boom, she ends up dead. And now everybody like, Because all you saw was surface level outside stuff. You don't know what's going on in a person's day to day. So y'all have got to stop letting somebody else's relationship be the example that you try to follow. When nobody is there, you don't know how much they bicker. You don't know if one person sleeps in another room. You don't know how much they argue. You don't even know how much, if they even have the same goals for money. And I say that to say this because from the outside looking in, you would have thought me and my ex-husband marriage was great. It looked beautiful on pictures. I mean, we look awesome together on pictures. But behind closed doors, he slept in one room and I slept in one room. Not because I didn't love him, but because he had a huge snoring problem that I just wasn't dealing with. You're not gonna disrupt my sleep. I wasn't willing to compromise my sleep for somebody who snores as loud as him. So again, the pictures look beautiful. You don't know what's going on inside the home, which is why I say stop using somebody else's relationship as an example. It could have easily been beautiful pictures. We slept in separate rooms because I just wasn't attracted to him. But the pictures was beautiful. You don't know. That's why you have to stop looking at things saying, okay, dang, I want that. Oh, I can't wait to get a man like that. You don't even know what type of man that is from the outside. You just know what you can see and whenever you see him. Beautiful pictures, social media, it all looks great. And then boom, next week, such and such has ended up dead, killed by her husband. Okay? Nobody's relationship should be an example. The only example that you need is the one that you need to start setting for yourself.
The way people treat you is a reflection of the way that they see you. The way you let people treat you is a reflection of how you see yourself.
Because how somebody treats you and how you treat yourself are based on your self-love. If you've ever had a problem where you let somebody treat you any kind of way, just for you to say you have somebody, then that's indicative that your self-love just wasn't present while you were there. If you have a problem treating yourself well, it's another indication that you lack self-love. Because if you loved yourself as you proclaim to, you will not let anybody treat you any kind of way. How do I know? Of course, y'all know I had to go through it. When I did not love self and was trying to look for fulfillment from others, it didn't go as well. And guess what? They still didn't love me how I should have loved myself. And I still picked up speed, went nowhere, and crashed, burned, and was left alone. Don't be that. So how you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you is going to be based on how they perceive you, respect you, and value you. How you treat yourself is going to be based on your self-love, how you value yourself, how you value yourself and your self-worth. If you don't think that you're worthy, valuable, and you don't love yourself, you'll allow any type of treatment. That has been a problem for too long. Now we raise those vibrations. We only want to attract the energy. We only want to attract the energy that wants to treat us like the queen and the prize that we are.
This is why a lot of people are not manifesting what they want, because you don't understand how the universe works. You don't chase a person, you attract a person. So this is how the universe works. You prepare yourself to attract that to you. And so people not manifesting their dreams because for one, psychologically, you chasing something when you don't realize that science is not to chase, that science is to attract. A lot of people can't find the ideal partner because they chasing and looking for some shit, when all you gotta do is become the type of person that you see in that type of relationship, and you'll attract the type of person that see themselves in that type of relationship. So it's the universe is on the law of attraction. It's reactionary, it's not actionary.
The longer we manifest and put the energy back out there, the more we will bring into us. You had chased men that you thought you were attracted to based on their physical, and it did not work out, and it got your feelings hurt because all of the red flags that raised, you continue to put down for whatever reason until you had to pick yourself up off the ground with a person that left you down there as they continue to rise and moved on with their life. It happens to the best of us. You have got to stop letting it happen to you. Now, again, back to the relationship examples. You've had relationship examples from parents, grandparents, mass media, social media, other friends and relatives, other sources. Some of you may not even have seen real relationships. I know some men who've never seen their mothers get loved and taken care of. So that's why they go back out into the world. They don't even know how to reciprocate it because they've never seen what it looks like. Hence why they have to feel like they don't know what 50-50 means. You know why? Because all they saw was their mama struggle and no man ever helped her. So in their mind, if my mama did it and she was strong enough to do it on her own, you can too. Remember I told you about going to see all the versions of him and learning where he came from to see if he was raised in love and struggle? Because a man who only saw mama struggle and never saw a man love her correctly is not a man that I want to have in my life. Why? Because he is never going to emulate what he has never seen. And I have no time to teach him. I am not a teacher. You all have to stop trying to teach. Well, I can love him, Pastor. I can teach him how to love me. No, you can't. You can tell him your love language. You can show him how you love yourself. If that's not enough of a teacher for him, then what you finna do? Sit him down with a chalkboard and some handouts and say, okay, here is this, and this is this, and give him a test and see if he passed? No, he's gonna gaslight. That's all he knows how to do is gaslight, because that's all he saw what happened to his mom. She got gaslighted her entire life. How do you think those examples, or lack thereof, because again, some of y'all did not have real examples. How do you think those examples or lack thereof affected your choice in partners? It could be like me. I said I was trying to replace my dad. So a lot of these men had some of the characteristics that he had: drug users, prison prone, all of that. Are you able to understand that that stuff does permeate in your life at some point? It will pull over to your adulthood. The whatever you're missing, whatever you're trying to fill, whatever void, you'll be trying to replace that with somebody who you feel like is similar, who may be doing the same thing to you, just leaving you broken as they found you, even more broken. Have those examples. How did they affect your relationships moving forward? Think about that. Now, we've already made a list of things that we want, things that we will tolerate, won't tolerate, liked in our previous partner, disliked in our previous partner, and compromise. Now we need to make a list of some things that you require your spouse that you think that you possess. Okay, so say for instance, you say you want your spouse to be understanding. Are you understanding? If you want him to be understanding of whatever you're going through, when he comes to you, will you be understanding what he's going through? Write those things down, because if you feel like this needs to be in your partner, you too have to be able to match what you feel like your partner has. Because I told you, sometimes y'all just not ready. In a self-evaluation, you're going to be able to determine, I'm just not ready. But you won't know that until you do an honest evaluation. Now make a list of the things you think you must bring to the table. Some of y'all women think y'all got to come to the table with 6 figures, 800 degrees, and everything figured out. Being in big competition with the man who has 1,000 degrees and everything figured out. He doesn't want somebody who's going to compete with him. He wants somebody who's going to learn from him. Those previous relationships that you had, they are a big factor in where you're moving in your relationship future, which is why I told y'all to do a relationship evaluation. See if your needs were met in that relationship. This is different from your self-evaluation, okay? See if your needs was met in those relationships. And if they weren't, you got to tell me why you was there. You got to dig deep down and say, okay, well, I was there because I have abandonment issues. And we need to get those abandonment issues addressed. I was there because I hate feeling lonely. We need to get those loneliness feelings addressed. You see what I'm saying? You have to be honest with yourself about those previous relationships. What was the advantages of these previous relationships? What were the disadvantages? And every last one of us has them. You have had to recognize them, okay? There were some pros and some cons about these relationships. What were they? So, for instance, my ex-husband, the pro, I told y'all, he liked to cook. He liked to clean. He liked to go to the store. He dressed nice. The cons, whew. Boy, when I wrote the cons down, I ain't even finna divulge them. When I wrote the cons down, they outweighed the pros. There I was at the end all looking at this like, what have I gotten myself into? You see what I'm saying? It was some pros there. It was some great advantages. But the cons outweighed the pros, and you have to be honest with yourself in your relationship evaluation. In your previous relationships, what were some of the downfalls of things you could have done differently? You see what I'm saying? What could we have done differently? Well, for one, from the beginning, is a lot of things I could have done differently when I was with him in that long-term relationship. For one, I should have never been in that long-term relationship. That is what I should have done differently. It begins and ends there. I should have never entered that long-term relationship with him from the beginning and should have had him on, kept him on a roster until he married me. I probably would have had different results. Once he knew that he was my only option, he wasn't even trying to get where I needed him to get. But when he finally knew that he wasn't the only option, is when he moved the direction I wanted to go. What could you have done different in your previous relationship? Never got in it. Absolutely never got into it. It may be other things, but the main thing should have never got into it. Okay? What did your past mates mostly complain about you? What are some things that they complain, your past previous relationships complained about you? Write that down and be honest. I don't need you to complain about them. I need you to tell me what they complained and said to you that you could have did better, or you lacked. Whatever it was, write it down. Okay? Have you addressed those issues and are you working on them? But based on his complaints, can I address those? I absolutely can, to make sure that the next person I'm with, I don't like them more than they like me. That's how I address that. What type of partner do you want to be? I want to be the partner that is taken seriously, the partner whose needs need to be forefront and met, the partner who's fun and adventurous, who likes to go on vacations. And I want somebody to equal that as well. I will be going outside of what I want by getting somebody who doesn't like to travel. If you don't like heights and you don't want to get on boats because your mind is somewhere stuck in I don't know why they put the thought into the universe that the plane gonna crash or the boat gonna sink. Why I can't do nothing with that? Because for one, the energy is off. The energy is too negative. I don't want nobody that gets on a plane with me and the whole time in their mind and think about this plane crashing. That is something that they will bring into reality. Baby, I don't want that. They already thinking about the worst case scenario. I don't want a partner that does that. So traveling is important to me. If you're somebody who have never been on a plane, never been on a boat, we are not aligned from the beginning. And no, I cannot teach you that. You have to already have had that. Again, get out of the habit of trying to teach people. We are adults. Okay, Michelle said you can't raise a man. You can't teach him. Okay, either he has it already or he doesn't. Get out of looking at the examples of relationships on TV, on social media, and thinking that I want that, I want that, I want that. You don't even know what's going on behind closed doors. So the only examples you need to set is the ones that you create. And they need to be great examples, because your previous examples was nothing. When I told you about those examples I have that I would never be with again, previous examples of nothing. So I don't speak on them, because there's no reason for me to speak on something that served me no purpose and did not take me to the next level in my life, but pulled me down to a level that I stayed at for too long and got passed over for another woman.
This is what I learned about life. There's only two reasons why something doesn't work. You're not supposed to be doing it, or you're not faithful enough to it. Those are only two reasons things don't work, no matter what it is. You wasn't supposed to be with them, or you ain't put in enough work. Is one or the other.
Nobody's relationship should be an example to you. The only example you need is the one that you set. And if it was crappy from the beginning, then you need to be changing it, evaluating it every time. What could I have been done differently for this relationship to last? What can I do better next time? That's how you need to think of. Not, dang, I remember all those complaints. I said to write down the complaints that they said about you and see if you address them. But those complaints are not your complaints. That's the partner's complaint. That's the other person's complaint. You're not going to take into any consideration what they said, especially if you know that's not you. But if it is, address it. If they say, okay, you didn't listen to what they said, you're not a great listener, you might want to address that. Because the next person you want to be with, you definitely have to listen. Remember, I told you got to listen with your eyes and your ears. If you have not been listening to your previous partners and they've said that, then that's a problem. You're hard of hearing, because you only want to hear what you want to hear. Absolutely not. That's why you keep getting a wood put over your eyes. You're never going to hear what you want to hear. But what you will hear and see reality. So watch and learn and observe before you involve sex.
I say legs closed and pocketbooks open. Get to the money, ladies. Okay? That's what's real. Right there. So I was taught that once they get that, that's everything. Ain't shit else about you that they need to go. There's no more mystery about you.
All right, so the next time we come back here, we're going to be moving on this journey to never date just one, taking our feelings out, removing sex, getting our needs met, and making sure that the people who we are with or we connect with are aligned with where we're trying to be and trying to get on the ship with to take us to different levels.